So now I'm going to teach you a new tool, and which is New Relic. So what is New Relic? Again, New Relic is a tool for observability. For observability. Now, if you remember what we discussed about observability last time, as part of observability, you are collecting the matrices, okay? You are collecting the trace, and then you are collecting the logs, then you are collecting the synthetic, and then finally you are collecting the raw. These are the five things you are collecting, and all these things putting it together in New Relic. Okay, New Relic is a cloud-based applications. You are, cloud-based application. So how this New Relic will collect all these things? So using agent, there were two agent. One is infra agent for the metrics and logs, matrices and logs. Now another one is uh, this is APM agent. Okay, so here this is for the trace. So now this is collected, stored at New Relic cloud. Okay, stored at New Relic cloud, and after that, once you have everything stored, we explore the data. That is something you have to do, and then create alerts, and then create a dashboard. Okay, so these are the things which we do. So Neuralink is just like another tool, which some of the tools which we learned yesterday, last session is like Datadog, something similar. Neuralink is also there. Neuralink is a cloud-based observability platform. You cannot set up in your on-premises. It has to be in a cloud. Okay. So now the question is coming to the metrics, trace logs, synthetic, and all. How can we do that? So there are two things we have to install: infra agent and APM agent. Okay, so first let's focus on the matrices. How do we collect the matrices? So now if you see that this is a New Relic page, okay, and here, and they have isolated into the multiple areas. I want you to understand this one here. Now, hmm, so here, if you want to add a data, added data means you have a, you want to install agent, right? You want to install agent, and different types of agents. So you want to do that, click on that. All capabilities here you have of New Relic. This is the dashboard. This is the query your data. You can explore whatever the data which is stored at New Relic. You can explore, basically explore a query. You can write it and explore this. This is the APM. This is the log. This is the trace. This is the synthetic. This is alert. This is infra. And one Kubernetes we have. So if I put it in our context, what we have. So matrices, you have all the matrices you can gather from the infra. Here matrices will come. Kubernetes also matrices will come. Okay. Here now traces will come from synthetic traces. Here you can explore the traces, and then APM. These traces will come. And if you want the next one, logs, here logs, here you have it. Synthetic is a part of the tracing which I draw this, and then RAM, which you cannot find here. Okay, but if you go for all capabilities, you will find it. So now coming back to the infrastructure monitoring, which will get you the all the matrices. You can get the matrices from the host directly. You can get the matrices after configuring Kubernetes network, different cloud and so on. Okay, so like this you have it. So let's spend some time with uh, each of these UI, all capabilities. See here, what Neuralink can do. Here you have a complete overview of it. So AI monitoring. Okay, this is a new feature they have introduced. APM for AI. So adopt your AI ecosystem with comprehensive monitoring. That is the one feature. So this for APM. The APM means this one. Okay, application performance monitoring. And here it's alerts and AI, which you have here also. Set up a robust alerts and intelligence correlation. All the APM services here. If you want to build a new application in Neuralink, that means you want to add a new feature in Neuralink. You have apps here. You can also set up a Lambda setup, send your Amazon CloudWatch logs to Neuralink so that you can do that. This one is, you see, browser is called RAM. Okay, standard terminology is RAM, real user monitoring. In Neuralink, they call it browser. So please remember that. Here you have a dashboard. Again, left side also you find a dashboard. Here you can build a dashboard. Here you can find the inbox where we have a errors, list of errors which has come from the various locations. All these errors you'll get it here. Here you can implement IAST. IAST means infrastructure vulnerabilities. Find exploitable vulnerabilities with interactive application security testing. So that is something which you can do. Here in flight tracing settings, you have it for analyze all of your application traces with a tailored weight sampling. Now this is infrastructure monitoring. You have lots of database operations, key transactions also you can manage from here. Kubernetes monitoring, log monitoring, lookout, which will help you to discover potential issues with high level view of your system. Here you can explore metrics and events, mobile, Android and iOS and all kind of things here. Model performance, network monitoring. You can query your data. Neuralink also provides some recommendation because they have stored all the data. So recommendations, saved views. If any views which you have saved it, you can see it. Serverless functions, uh, service levels, synthetic monitoring, traces, user migrations, vulnerability management, website performance monitoring, workloads, and many more. So these are the all capabilities what Neuralink is offering to us right now. Now, whatever the monitor you have enabled, monitoring you have enabled already, you will see in the entities part actually here, all entities. So if you see that left side, you have a great filters in place. All entities, right now I'm monitoring 8 entities, out of which you can see how many services, how many hosts, how many containers, how many mobile browsers, synthetic workload, and private locations, MySQL nodes, issues, and all stuff like that. So here you see that you can see that list of application you're monitoring. So I think I did some using this account last session. So you see that this infrastructure is still there actually. Okay. So here you have a dashboard. You can create as many dashboard, and few dashboards I've created. Here you can explore all the data what they have it. So you have a two explorer basically. There's one explorer this, and here you can search for the all the matrices which you have stored in Neuralink, and these are the events for exploring. Okay, and this is exploring, but query builders are there. Here you can write a queries also. Two kind of queries you can write it. NRQL means Neuralink query language, that is like a SQL, And if you know Prometheus PromQL, you can write a PromQL as well. So both the styles are there. That means if you understand NRQL and PromQL, that means Neuralink stored all of your data in a time series database. Okay, so maybe they must be using InfluxDB or something like that in a backend. So that way you can understand. Here APM services, all the APM, I'll set up all this thing today. So this is the older one. Logs you have here, you can explore the logs. Traces you have here, synthetic you have here, and alerts and AI you have here. Now this is a browser. I just said it's a RAM browser monitoring. I'll show you some demo on this here. And mobile will not be able to show, but error and box and apps. So this is the website. Now how do we get started? Simple. All this information, if you want, you have to get started with agent. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the agent. Okay, so this is a machine I'm having. I'm trying to install the agent. So how do we install the agent? Let me show you. So you go to the add data. Okay. Now, if you look at this here and read everything, okay, don't rush. Read everything. What kind of how can you add a data? Add data means collect the matrices at Neuralink. So here you have all the possible options actually. How do you collect the matrix? But right now, yeah, I'm focusing on the infrastructure. So infrastructure and OS and these many options we have it. That means you can let me close this page. Huh. So look at this here. So matrices, which is a part of the infrastructure, you can collect from all these places. You see, ActiveMQ, Amazon Linux, Ansible, Apache, and all this stuff. See here. So these are part of infrastructure. Now, if I see, I have come for infrastructure like on Linux. So click on the Linux. Okay. Now, key is important. This API is an agent will use to send the data to Neuralink. So either you can use existing key, and if you know that, or if you can create a key, that is also okay. You can copy the key also. That's okay, also okay. And I will store this key. No, not required. Now, if you see that this script they have generated for you, and you have to run this script in the Linux box. This is a web script which will basically install the Neuralink infra agent. So let me run this and so I'm installing the agent. So being installed. Okay, so now what has happened? You see that here, agent of infrastructure got installed here, and log integration also got installed. Okay, that is by default. You can disable it, enable. That's okay. Keep it is a different thing. But here, if you see this agent, while installing the agent, they have detected some applications which is Elasticsearch. Okay, so what you are being suggested, do you want to configure this as well? So if you want to say yes, that means New Relic will configure Elasticsearch also, and if you say no, then it will continue. So right now Elasticsearch one integration we don't want, is out of context, so I'll say no. Others, if you say yes, then automatically it will detect. Done. So now you see that here Elasticsearch integration script, infrastructure agent installed, log integration installed, and this is the place you can see the data. Now what is the host name for this? Enter. 118. So now if you come back to the, this is done, okay, and continue. Okay, so here, see here, log integration installed, infrastructure agent installed, Elastic script, and integrations of the AWS detected but not required. Okay, so now if you go to the all entities here, and you see here, host, this is the one host, 118, 118. So now you see that this is the matrix, you got it. So now you have to spend some time, what information you get it from this. Here you can play with the timing, durations and all, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, all this thing. CPU uses, memory, storage, network, disk, and many more. So how to install the agent and gather the matrices from the server? Are you comfortable, all of you? All of you? Hello? I'm audible, right?
Yes, yes, we are comfortable.
Okay. So now next thing is logs monitoring. Sorry, trace monitoring. So before trace, I'll do one thing. I'll go log synthetic and rum. I will fix it. So logs monitoring. How do we enable the logs monitoring? So now if you see that logs monitoring is already enabled. If you remember here, see log integration already enabled. So if I go to this place, see agent we have under the etc and new relic star. Okay. Uh, Sorry, ls. Now this is the file which you need to remember. Okay, anything which you want to reconfigure in a new relic agent, this file is the most important. And anything new additions you want to enable it, this directory is a most important one. How it will impact you, I'll talk about it. Okay, so there's two directory and files is very important. So here you have lots of entries, and you see here, right now you see here, process matrix. This means process monitoring is enabled, server status enabled, port number, license key, and stuff like that. So everything is there. Here you have it. Now, one thing I want to show you this. Here you should be having the loss of entry, but not there because whatever is required, you have it. Now I want you to look at this file, and you have to spend and at least 1 hour or 2 hours or something like that to understand that what options you have it. So many options you will have it, and this is a very important you to spend. See here, this is a pretty long file, and so many options will be there. Okay, now this is a pretty simply defined very well actually. Let's say there is one option which is called license underscore key. Okay, so this is the detailing actually. Here there's one option called fedram. There's a detailing. There's one option called payload compression level. This is the detailing. So now if you see that here, this is the option for the this file. But if you want to set in the environment variable, this is where you can set it up. Everything should be in capital. Okay, a starting prefix with NRIA. This is the values you can put it up, range of and default value. So if you want to change it, you have to copy this one and put it in this file. So now, likewise, you have so many configurations, so be aware of it. Spend some time and then get it. Now, so we have, this is important, most important. Without that, agent will not be able to send the data. Okay. So some of the logs configurations you have here, you should check this. See here. There's a one logs here, and this is the format of logs. You can keep it in this file also. This is the important one, okay? But there is one more file for configuration. I'll show you. It's up to you where you keep it. Okay. So here you have a reading here. You can check this out. Okay. So there's some settings here also for the log and Neuralink log agent and so on. Okay, so where is the directory? So this directory should go, and here you will find two more directory. Look at this, integration.d and logging.d. So let's understand in this way. Agent can collect the default data like a CPU, RAM, network, disk. Okay, that's by default agent can collect, and you saw that process was also enabled actually. If you see that process was also enabled, true. So process also you'll get it. But if you want to collect the additional data and the additional materials, and when I say additional means let's say Apache, Tomcat, MySQL, MongoDB, this, that. In that case, you have to go for integration.d configurations. And another area which you have to do is logging.d. So if you want the log to be monitored, logging.d, and some additional integration you want to enable, integration.d. So if you go in the integration.d, here you have a Docker. So Docker is automatically configured. So that's the reason Docker is there. Now if you check this, YAML file, if you install the Docker in this machine and then run it automatically, it will be enabled by default. So this is already enabled actually. Okay. So if you want to enable anything else, you have to install those integrations. So how do we install? Let me show you. So for timing, you can look at the official documents also. But my website, you have so many content for it. Let's say I want to also enable Apache. Okay. So I'll just search for New Relic Apache, and here you see this one. This tutorial will help you step by step for everything. Okay. But right now in this tutorial, I need only one line, and that is one installations with Apache, and that is, yeah, this one. Okay, I need only this one. So let me install it, and this one is your license key. Yeah. And New Relic account, I think I forget. Just this is the account ID. Okay, and this is the important one, the one which I am trying. So if you want to install it, let's do that. And now this Apache integrations will install one file, which I'll show you after this, that has to be enabled. So likewise, if you want any additional integrations to be there, you have to run that like that integrations, just like Apache open source integration was there, right? So same way. So see, there is a one problem. Apache integration unsupported. What was the wrong things we have here? That means the code which I run, they that option is not supported. So that means there is a changes here. So again, I have to look for latest documentation what they are asking. And if you see that, uh, what is this issue? It seems to, let me read one more time. This is okay, only Apache integration not supported. So that means this URL, this applications, this one, it changed actually. So let me get the latest one. What we'll do, new relic, or the others you can get it from the website also. Let me add data, and here you say Apache, and here you see Apache has come on host Linux. Save it. Now, which host? This is the one. Now we have to install something which is where is that? This will install Apache is there or not. This is the one status module, and finally I'll ignore it. You are supposed to do that. Next, this one. Okay, CentOS Debian, and this one. So the package has changed. Now it's called NRI Apache. So I have to sorry. By the way, you can run directly this one also. You don't need to run this one again and again. But it's up to you. Which way you want it, it's up to you. So I'm installing that package, new package. I'll modify that data also. And you see ls, see this is the file got created. That line which I ran, that has file. So now same command you can run from here also, like this. So any new things you want to add it, till here it's there. But if you want to install anything, you can add a new package, you can do that. So history, see that here, up to this was installing agent. But if you want more packages, you can do like this. Okay, so now you got the file. Now this file is a sample file. That means it's not enabled. Okay, so for that, what you have to do, you have to move this file into remove the sample, and then it will enable. So now you have to configure this file. Basically, go through this here. Apache should be enabled at this place, all the matrices. And now what you have to do, because you did the configuration change, you are supposed to restart the agent. So for that, system ctl restart new relic infra, something like this. Now any changes you do, that way it will be there. So now what I was trying to tell you, any integrations you want, you have to install the integrations, enable the integration, restart the agent, and then that data you will see at new relic. So once you enable that integration, you can come here under explorer, query your data, and here you can explore this. Here you can search for it. Okay, this one. Here you can search for Apache, and right now that I'm not running Apache, so okay, so that is the infrastructure and matrices part. Now I was talking about the logs. So here only there is one directory which is called logging.d. Okay? And the logging.d, if you see that, this is example, example, example. This is the real one. Example, example, real one, example. So all these are examples except which is dot with ending with the dot YAML. So if you want to, let's say, collect the Apache log, so what to do? So this example you copy and paste it, and now you have to modify this file. You can write a new file also. It is need not to be the file name, any file. You can have one file also. For example, you can modify this file also. So here in this file, you can modify what log you want to collect. Okay. So here, if you see, uh, if you understand this line, log section, here the name of it and file. So this file is wrong actually, because my Apache, I mean, this is the real path, but my Apache is not at that location. It's some other location. So we have to modify this. So how can you modify? So let me first get the right location for this. In my this machine, I know Apache logs is there under opt lamp logs, and here it is. So this is the directory. Access log here, error log here. So I'm going to modify this file and enter access log, and here Apache log, Apache, and I have to restart the agent one more time. This will not take that, and with it. Now you should go and check Apache log is coming or not. So go to the logs. It will take few seconds, and here you can look for 30 seconds, 30 minutes, and see the go to the app. This all logs data. It started coming loading older results. Refresh. Now my Apache is running in a with XAMPP. So now you can filter by uh, you can filter by that one. Let me just show you this. Hmm, host name. I just want to filter. So for that, full host name, this one, query log. So here these are the data which you are getting actually. Okay. So this way you can enable the logging. Next thing is you want to enable the synthetic monitoring. Okay. How do we do that? So for the synthetic monitoring, understand that how it works. Uh, Synthetic monitoring allows you to embed some script. So this is your new relic. Okay. NR cloud, the one which are accessing, and this is your website. This is your website. Now this is you, and you want all the synthetic alerts, I mean synthetic metrics to accessible at Neuralink. So what you have to do, Neuralink will give you on JavaScript. We have to embed the JavaScript on your website front end, and any traffic which is coming to that website, that end user will make a traffic to your website. This JavaScript code will capture it. Oh, sorry, this is RAM. My bad. This is RAM. So this is RAM, not synthetic. So synthetic, what will happen? Let me change the architecture a little bit. So this is the new relic, and this is your service, which is endpoint, and this is you. Okay, so in the synthetic, you want to you want to check uptime, whether this particular service is up or not, accessible or not. So you need to configure synthetic monitoring here, and Neuralink will make a call to this URL all the time. Okay, and check whether it is accessible or not accessible. Okay, so that should be in the Neuralink. So how can we do that? So let me show you. Go to the synthetic monitoring. Okay, and here I have done one settings already. I'll delete this one. Okay, so here delete this monitoring so I can show you the new one. Done. So I want to monitor. There is one website which is here, rajeshkumar.xyz. Okay, so this is the website. I want to monitor it. I want to see that whether it's up or not. So what to do? I click on the create monitor, and here I'm just looking for the ping, but other options are also available. For example, certificate check, ping, page link crawler, simple browser, user flow, and but many other options are available. This is okay for us right now, availability. And what you want to name it, so Rajesh Kumar dot xyz, you want to tag it whatever you want, and URL and duration 15 minutes, and right now I'm putting 1 minute, and from which location you want to try. So you have various locations here, you can give all these locations, or Mumbai and Dublin, and save this. Done. So now what will happen? Neuralink will ping that URL, and whatever the records you have it will get in time. Just wait for it because a new one, right? So you will have to wait for some minutes to get the data. I configured every minute, so that is and see, two check has happened. You see the data has come now. So here you see that green one. So which region is good in terms of ping? So if you see that, these are the request and response time, and this is the connection time, response code for error. So if you see the connection, SSL connect, DNS, all these times are there. And which region is good? So if I see that, let me check this. So if you see that Dublin has come, but the problem is Mumbai, I don't see. Ah, is there Mumbai. So Dublin is performing well now, 553, but Mumbai is taking 828. So you see the results, milliseconds. It's a ping, by the way, not browser mode. Browser monitoring will give you better other picture. So this way you can check if you have some issues with the website, this website, they'll create alerts automatically and
I have a
set.
question here.
Yeah.
Why are we checking availability using synthetic? Why can't we do that in APM and services? Because that is also a metric, right? We can check the
Uh,
availability in the APM as well.
no, you cannot check. Here, you need to understand. Uh, Synthetic is designed for checking the endpoints availability, website availability, API availability, certificate check, anything as such like a browser, web, and all kind of things. Whereas trace is different. Now, what trace or APM will do that we need to discuss actually. I have not discussed so far. So in few minutes, we'll
So,
discuss and I'll let
so
you know.
you mean to say that this availability can be checked only through synthetics and that metric cannot be collected in any other feature of New Relic?
Okay. So see, availability is a very broad keyword. Okay. Very broad keyword. So when I say availability of servers, that means it's like uptime. You see uptime, and then based on that, you decide what is your availability. Correct? So that is can be collected through matrices. Okay, infra agent, the one which I configured it. Now, when you say availability of service, one URL, one URL or some URL pattern, then synthetic is good. Now, APM will not give you the availability, but APM will give you the performance along with error. Okay, so the which check, if you want to be focusing on availability, then trace is not for that. If you are focusing on the performance of request, okay, it may be converting into the error and will give you the availability like is whether it's a 200 or 400. But trace is for the getting the performance data, and in some matrices you'll get availability data also, but synthetic is designed for that only, that one only. Getting me?
But for synthetic, you don't need a real user or real data, right? Synthetic is only simulation, like acting like an user. You don't have real, it is like you don't need to have a real user to work on that to find the availability. It's like if a
Uh,
user is working, it's like simulation, right?
so see, synthetic, we are most of the time we are checking the service availability. When I say service means endpoint, URL, API, URL, and all this thing. Availability check whether it's available or running or not. That's all. Now, if you want the real user data to monitor, that is the next topic, RAM, real user monitor. I'll show you in a few minutes. Okay, so the difference between synthetic and RAM is RAM is synthetic. New Relic agent will check this continuously every minute, whatever it is, and then you'll get the data. But the RAM now you have to install one JavaScript, okay, in your website, and then your website will send all the data to New Relic. This JavaScript. So once you have a real user here, it will come to your website, and then this JavaScript which you installed, which will set the real user data, which I'll configure in few minutes. So both are different. Okay. Okay. So now we'll set up a RAM. So for RAM, what we are supposed to do? For RAM, we will set up a JavaScript. So I wanted to take you the options here. Go to the browser, Okay, and for this you should be having some website with a front end. This was my last one. I'll delete this. Mm, let's keep it actually, because anyways I need certain data. Let's keep it. Don't want to delete it, because if I delete it I have to wait for 5-10 minutes for a real user data. So what I'll do, I'll show you the how to enable it. So I have a one website, and which usually I modify. Let me log in. So my website is rajeshkumar.xyz. So I have logged in to this website, and now here, now this is the website server, and here I am logged in. And if I go here, I have to index.html. Where is that? Here it is. This is the file. I need to modify this file and add my JavaScript code. How do we get it? I'll show you. So this is the old JavaScript code. I'm going to delete so much of language. I'm deleting it. Okay. So many lines. I'm deleting. Now you see that here it's I deleted that HTML. You need to have a basic understanding of it. Now I'll create one new app, and here I'll call out browser, right? You can go for browser here also, but I don't have a patience that much. So here, go for browser monitoring. Do you see somewhere? Rum. Here it is. Now they'll give you some JavaScript for front end. Name XYZ. Save this name. Next and next. This is the JavaScript. Okay. Copy this JavaScript and put it up. Insert and paste it. That's all. And save it. That's all you have to do. Now, how do you at the mass level? That is a different question. But this is what you have to do and see your data. Now, data real user monitoring, it will take some time to come, and that's the reason I did not deleted the last application. So if you see here, go to the rajeshkumar.xyz, which was earlier done. Now here you have a complete data from last, let's say, 7 days. So error rate I say none, and if you see that uh, complete details here, page views, load time, front end, back end, ajax response, throughput, and all. So now how many users has come to my website in last 7 days? I want to know. So you have to go for sessions. This is the uptime. Here you get it here, and 6 minute. This is the Windows. So you have a sessions page views. Here it is. And if I see total sessions in last 7 days, and this many users has come. Look at this. So number of users. I think we should be having something with the summary also. Users session trace somewhere. I'm just trying to find out the right one. Huh. No. Page views. Let me go for this. In this UI, it's not available. Let me check one. They keep changing the UI. That is a problem. Yeah. Chrome user, Edge user, Safari, and Firefox. And by geography, you want to see which country the website data is coming to your website. And if you see India 99, so here you see the count from last 7 days. India has got 99, USA 39, and rest of the things 111. Here you can see the right graph. That means if I say most of the user is coming from India and USA. Okay, so this way you can enable the RAM and you can study this data whatever you have. Did you understand that now RAM, which is basically real user monitoring? So if you want to understand the what behavior of each user, click on the session, let's say this one, and he spent 1 minute 52 seconds. And what he did, you can understand this. See here. So this is his whole experience. Total duration he spent that user 411 seconds, and all other details here. Now, are you clear with the synthetic versus RAM?
Have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devoxschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.